to 7th grade math support. Again, my name is Dr. Griggs, and these will be our topics for this school year. We are now under topic 2, the number system. Underneath this topic, we have a total of 9 objectives. Let's look at our objective for today. Today we have apply properties of operations as strategies to add and subtract rational numbers. So let's look at a problem where we can quickly apply this objective. So here's our problem. The winter weather tracker. Dr. Griggs is tracking temperature changes over a winter weekend. On Friday night, the temperature was negative 4.5 degrees. Overnight, the temperature dropped by 3.25 degrees. On Saturday afternoon, the temperature rose by 6.75 degrees. That evening, a cold front caused the temperature to drop another 2.5 degrees. Now, what we're having to do here is write an expression that represents the total temperature change from Friday night through Saturday evening. We're going to use addition of rational numbers and the idea that a decrease can be represented as adding a negative number. We're going to use properties of operations such as the commutative, associative, and additive inverse properties to simplify the expression step by step. Finally, we're going to figure out what is the final temperature on Saturday evening. So let's see what we have. So we know that we're starting with negative 4.5 degrees. So we're starting off with negative 4.5 degrees. Next, we have overnight, the temperature dropped by 3.25 degrees. So dropped would indicate that we are going to be subtracting. So minus 3.25 degrees. On Saturday afternoon, the temperature rose by 6.75 degrees. Rose will indicate an increase, so we're going to be adding 6.75 degrees. And finally, that evening, a cold front caused the temperature to drop another 2.5 degrees. So that's another subtraction. So 2.5. Now, we are going to look at this specifically, the idea that a decrease can be represented as an adding a negative number. So we're going to change these subtractions up a little bit. Sometimes looking at addition hits our brain a little differently. So I'm going to put our starting number, which was negative 4.5. I'm going to drop the degree symbol for now. Then we're going to add a negative 3.25. Then we're going to add 6.75. And then we're going to add a negative 2.5. Now, when we're looking at integers, we're looking at positive and negative is still going to give me a negative. So I have not changed the value here. I've just made it into adding the negative number instead of doing the subtraction. Same thing here. This subtraction is the same as this because a positive times a negative is a negative. So we're still doing the same thing. Now, we are going to use the associative property because you can use that with addition. And we're going to move some things around. So I'm going to go ahead and put I'm going to move around. Let me see. I'm going to move this 6.75 I'm going to move that, and then I'm going to move this here. And then I'm going to move this here. All right, now let's look at what we have. So with the associative property, we're able to move things around as long as we retain the symbol that goes with that number. We can move things around, especially with addition. So now let's see what we have now. Now we have a negative plus a negative plus a negative plus a positive. So let's go ahead and get all of these negatives added. Now let's see. Whenever we are having the same sign being added together, we keep that sign and we just add the numbers as usual. So we would have 4.5 plus 3.25 plus 2.5. I'll put zeros in those empty places. And that's going to be 5. That's going to be 12. That's 5, 8, 10. So, and all of those were negative, so our answer is going to be negative. So then that's a negative 10.25 plus 6.75. Now, with integers, if we are adding numbers with different signs, then we need to subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. Well, 2.25 is larger than 6.75, so that means our answer is going to be negative because 10.25 is negative. So we will subtract, so 10.25 minus 6.75 as 0. We're going to do quite a bit of borrowing here. Now 12 minus 7 is 5. Bring our decimal. 9 minus 6 is 3. And again, we're going to hold on to this negative because the bigger number is negative. So that means our final temperature on Saturday evening was negative 3.5 degrees. Now this shows how we are able to move things around with the additive property of addition, the associative property of addition, and also how we were able to add negative numbers. So that helped us to figure it out a little bit better with these integers. Now, I hope this was helpful to you on simplifying this type of problem. But if there was anything that was confusing or anything that you need additional help with, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day. Thank you so much for joining my tutoring session today. If you enjoyed the way that I instruct and you think that I would be a useful addition to your student or to yourself, feel free to scan this QR code. It is going to take you directly to my profile page where you can get set up on weekly classes with me. Looking forward to seeing you in the classroom. Bye.